What's up all you DC Multiverse loving dudes and dudettes? Toyshiz here, and I am back yet again for another fresh look. Today, we're going to be checking out the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, the Better Than Batman Nightwing figure. And of course, this is more of the modern rebirth type suit for Nightwing, and it's always nice to get a new Dick Grayson figure. And of course, this is the third figure in the Bat-Mobile wave. 3 figures, Batman Who Laughs, Batgirl, and now Nightwing, and we can put together that really cool looking Batmobile. The packaging looks nice. Like I said, this is a Nightwing based on the Better Than Batman storyline for the comics. I kind of like that they're putting in that element of information. It's a little bit different, but here's the barcode if you want to go ahead and scan it. I'm excited to get this guy open. I have my reservations, but I'm curious to see how it's going to pan out. Let's check them out. Let's open them up. This is the brand new DC Multiverse Nightwing figure. And of course, here is Dick Grayson all out of the packaging, and yeah, I'm going to be completely honest with you. He's not my favorite. It's kind of funny. I went from the Batman Who Laughs to the Batgirl, and now Nightwing. I did have high hopes for this guy, but he's a little bit wonky. Now, I will give him that the paint is nice and crisp. The body is a little off, I guess you could say. He does have weapon storage for the weapon, his Screama sticks. Basically, all Nightwings come with the Screama sticks. Nice crisp paint. The blue very much stands out against the jet black. He does have nice sculpting overall. He does have some interesting line work. The face is nice. It's a little off-putting. It's a little anime-inspired, I guess you could say. But it's in this photo that I think that it really details what I'm talking about. Let's talk about it. Now, to go over the articulation for this Nightwing figure, his head is on a ball joint. It's actually on that 2 segment, so it rotates here, and then it rotates just below the neck as well. So you do get some good articulation out of him. He does get some good motion out of that, and he actually can look up quite well. So that's appropriate. I think that'll be good for posing. He's got some articulation in the abs. He can go down only about that much, let's say. Well, he doesn't stay, kind of pops back up. And going back, he goes back a lot more, but then you start to see the gappage. He'll rotate at the abdomen there and at the waist. The one thing I will say about this guy, he kind of has that diaper-ish look to him. It doesn't exactly flow right with the costume. It kind of, it sits over the initial costume. So it's not my favorite thing, if I'm being honest. It allows, because it's a more rubbery piece, it allows you to kick out more. He actually kind of kicks higher than Batgirl, which is kind of funny. And but then it starts to get all wonky and almost pops out of the shorts, and then it kind of starts to stress around this area. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think I'll be putting him in huge, incredible poses like that, but I'm not really digging that all too much. He does have some double jointed knees. He doesn't have any rotation at the thigh, and then of course he has the balls, and it's got some good articulation at the feet. So I'll definitely give him that. The shoulders, they will go all the way up. You can get a good, nice amount of range out of that. And he does have a bit of a butterfly action going on, as you can see right there. However, when you kind of start, if you wanted to move his arms inside, then this becomes a thing in the way. Right there, it hits at the bicep. It's not a huge problem, but it is something there. So it does kind of hinder it a little bit in going towards the other way. It just doesn't help the situation, I guess I'll say. The bicep swivel is good. He has double jointed elbows, and he has some rotation with the balls at the wrists, and everything looks good except for it's the shoulders. I think he's got, I guess you would say, proportionate here all the way down to his legs. Everything looks good. His arms and his shoulders are a bit too small, because I feel like when you do this, he ends up having like really tiny stubby arms for some reason, but when they're down, they look appropriate. So that's a little off, I will say. There's something about it. It's a little bit off, but let's go ahead. Let's look at the weapon. He does come with a pair of his Screama sticks, and they're not much to them. They are sculpted well enough. They're a little bit bland, if we're being honest. There's no paint on them. They're just all black. I would have liked to have seen some blue, especially some of the blue that's really nice on this Nightwing. Actually, I will give them that, and they just kind of hook into his back really easily, very nicely. If you force this little clip, I've opened up too many toys over the years to know that eventually these little clips, if you force them the wrong way, they will start to stress and potentially they could break off. So just be careful with that. And in terms of him holding his weapons, they do fit into the hands nicely. It's a nice solid grip. So he does work good. I just think that the hands are they're too small. It's the arms. The arms are disproportionate and it just kind of throws the figure off. He's got a nice face sculpt. It's very almost anime-ish, kind of, sort of, you know what I mean? It's okay. The figure, he's not my favorite Nightwing. He looks okay from certain instances, but I wouldn't say that this is necessarily the best figure. Out of the three we've initially just looked at with the BAF-Mobile, I would say this Nightwing is a little bit off and leaves you wanting more, most definitely. And to put together the Batmobile, it comes in 3 individual pieces. One comes with Batgirl, one comes with the Batman Who Laughs, and the last one comes with Nightwing. And you can see it's got little tabs on either side. It's very, very basic. Just kind of snaps in, boom, snaps, and this side snaps, and it's on there. I saw in the video Todd McFarlane took the Batmobile apart again, but he said it may have been a production sample. I don't know. You might be able to unbuckle it again, but I think once it's built, it's built. I like the aesthetics of it. I think it's a good start. If they're going to be doing a whole bunch of different Batmobiles over the next waves and everything else, then I'm interested to say that. I think that it should have a little bit more moving parts to it. The wheels do spin, which is nice. It's very basic on the bottom. Not a whole lot going on. I do like the cannon thruster in the back. That's pretty cool. Nice paint, nice orange. It does. It looks very, very nice. It looks like it's activated and ready to go. I like the front. It's got yellow eyes to it. It would have been really cool just to have the Batmobile open up. Something like that. Just something else other than just a Batmobile, you know what I mean? So I would like to see something more moving. If it's got guns, if they do Batman Return, you know, something that we know these Batmobiles do. I think that would be really cool. But overall, I think it's an interesting start, and I would like to see more Batmobiles for sure. Now, in terms of the scaling of the Nightwing figure, he fits better with Batgirl, and I think Batgirl, of course, she's a little bit too tall, I would say, especially when I paired him up with the Batman Who Laughs. But Nightwing is now too tall for the Batman Who Laughs, but I think he fits better with Batgirl. Batgirl, again, is too tall for the Batman Who Laughs. So if I'm being 100% honest, the scaling is just a little bit too all over the place. And if I had one giant nitpick, I want to see better scaling. And then, of course, here is Nightwing with some other brands and other characters from different lines. He is a very tall Nightwing, so if you were hoping to kind of match him up with past DCUC, DC Multiverse, Marvel Legends, it's just not going to be in the cards. This is a kind of a Nightwing for those who are a big fan of the character, who don't really maybe collect a whole lot of different figures. They want one for their desk or their shelf, their cabinet, something like that. If you're a big stickler for, let's say, you know, height and everything else, you're probably not going to gravitate more towards this figure. The articulation is there, but I think it's a little wonky in some avenues. Of the 3 figures we just looked at, I would say he is my least favorite so far. He's got a very anime head portrait to him. I don't mind it, but then, of course, it doesn't really match up all too well with the Batgirl, and then, of course, with the Batman Who Laughs. His arms are a little stubby. He's a little bit disproportionate himself, I guess you would say. Like I said, he's got nice articulation. He's got great paint. I love the blue. The accessories, the stand, the little trading card, those are all well and good, but I think, like I said, this figure just leaves you wanting more. So I wouldn't say I highly recommend this Nightwing unless you're just a big fan of the character and you buy every Nightwing. That's my honest opinion. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you like this Nightwing? Are you picking up any of these DC Multiverse toys? Comment below, let me know, and let's talk everything Nightwing. Thank you again to McFarlane Toys for sending this guy over to give you guys a fresh look. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, kid, not everyone can be a boy wonder forever. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.